Ladies and gentlemen, it's a big, weird, wild world out there, folks, and here we stand. A pie del cañón, ready for anything. I'm Rob, that's Dan, and you're listening to...
The ProBoh Show!
Good morning, friends, on this, the 29th of June, 8:30 a.m. Central European Time, and you're joining me and Dan live. How are you doing in there, Dan?
I'm doing well.
Okay, how was the weekend?
It was a chill weekend. I like it.
Yeah, you liked
Yes.
it? Did you do anything? You went to a concert, right?
No, I went to the cinema.
That's right. What did you go and see?
Supergirl.
And?
The history was kind of...
The story.
weak. The story was kind of weak.
Yeah. It's not getting very good reviews. Did you see the Superman movie?
No.
Dude, you picked the wrong super to go and see. Superman was really good. I haven't seen Supergirl yet, but I've heard, it's not the best. It's not the best. It's kind of doing an impression of a James Gunn movie. It's not directed by James Gunn, but obviously being shepherded by him, as he's the leader of the head of DC Entertainment. Oh, well, that's sad. That's sad. But, at least the temperatures are cooling down, Dan, and we're not in here sweating. Did you sleep better this weekend?
No.
Well, today we will experience highs of 33 degrees, Dan, right here in Madrid, which is good compared to last week when we were in the 40s. I mean, come on. But still, the heat wave not over. I think by at some point this week, we're going to hit 36. Yeah, we'll see. 37 by this next weekend. Wop, wop, wow. And you guys out there in Radioland, how are you doing? If you want to join us live, contribute to the topics, the thoughts that we express on this show, use me as a conduit for your ideas. It's very simple. You can join us on twitch.tv/Professional Bohemian. That's twitch.tv/Professional Bohemian. Of course, you can interact with the show outside of our lifetimes. You can do that on my Instagram, which is @professionalbohemian. Or if you're extra specially cool, sexy, charming, handsome, you can, of course, join me on my Patreon, where you get all the links to all the news that I use in the show, as well as all the video on demand. All right, let's see who's joining us live, shall we? We've got Vero here immediately. She says, good morning, beautiful Bohemians around the universe and beyond. Good morning, Vero. Mike is here. Good morning, dear Bohemians. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you too. You're okay with Mondays, right, Dan?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
You don't mind. I mean, of course, half of the day you spend working from home now, so you're in La Gloria, as they say in Spanish, right?
Yes.
So yeah, come and join us live and express your opinions. Opinions about what, you may be asking. Today we're talking about friends and how friends communicate, Dan. Something we finally both can speak on with some authority, because we both have friends. So there we go, let's check it out. Today's 100 humans, we asked them to name something friends argue about. Nombra algo sobre lo que discuten los amigos. And today's unpopular opinion is fact-checking your friends is a good thing. Verificar los datos cuando hablan tus amigos es algo bueno. It's interesting today. I don't know if Instagram fully understood the brief today, but we'll get into that.
No, they didn't.
They didn't. Why? Why?
Because Sarah asked me what did it mean.
I did put an explanation of
yes,
what
but
it
she
means.
didn't understand.
She didn't understand the explanation.
No, because it was not. It's not easy to understand.
It's not easy to understand fact-checking. Well, we'll get to it in a little bit. El fact-checking o verificación de datos es una práctica periodista cuyo objetivo es comprobar la veracidad de los discursos políticos, noticias, datos, afirmaciones, blah, 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 blah. Basically, it's when your friends say something that is factually incorrect. It's correcting their ideas. Yeah. I know it's a difficult concept for it to fit in your head, how it relates to everyday conversations. But we'll get to it in a little while, shall we? First of all, let's get into some news, Dan. I was actually sent quite a bit of news over the weekend. Mostly as it pertains to the heat wave in Europe. So let's dig through a little bit of it. This one from the New York Times. Why is Europe the fastest warming continent? ¿Por qué Europa es el continente que se caliente más rápido? Europe is warming faster than any other continent, with the average temperatures rising more than twice the global rate since the 1990s. The article explains while fossil fuel emissions are the main driver of global heating, Europe is being hit especially hard because of local feedback effects. You notice how I left a pause there, Dan? After saying fossil fuel emissions are the main driver of global heating. From the New York Times, friends. I'll just let that sink in. For your friends when they say, no, it's not man-made. Cyclical. Melting Arctic sea ice exposes darker ocean water that absorbs more heat. Reduced snow cover leaves more land exposed to the sun. And cleaner air, this is a bit of an irony, but cleaner air means that fewer aerosols are there to reflect sunlight back into space. I don't think the New York Times is encouraging you to stand outside with a bottle of hairspray and spray it into the atmosphere. They're not saying that. It's just a consequence of less, fewer aerosols in the air. These shifts are also changing how air moves over the continent. Scientists say disruptions to the jet stream, including more frequent double jet patterns, can trap heat over Europe for days or even weeks, turning hot spells into prolonged and dangerous heat waves, which, Dan, is exactly what's happening right now. I think in Poland today, someone told me, in fact it was Fitz, the host of the show After Hours, said it's going to be 40 degrees in Poland today. 40 degrees. I mean, how much vodka do you need to drink to get over that kind of heat? That's the question, right? Where were we? So that helps explain why recent heat records are being broken by such large margins, and why Europe's extreme summers are becoming more intense, more frequent, and more deadly. Yeah. So reading that they're becoming more deadly took me down a little bit of a rabbit hole, Dan. I don't know. Do you understand the expression rabbit hole?
Yes, but I don't know how to translate it.
You don't know how to translate it. Un agujero. I think you might say a black hole, no? It's un agujero negro de información or something like that. I don't know. It's when you're reading something online and then one article leads to another article and you start reading ridiculous things because you've fallen down the rabbit hole. So here we go. Europe's heat wave linked to 1,300 deaths as more records are broken. La ola de calor en Europa vinculada con 1,300 muertes mientras se baten más récords. This from the BBC. Europe is in the grip of an extraordinary early summer heat wave, with the World Health Organization linking the extreme temperatures to more than 1,300 excess deaths since June 21st. And I know, automatically out there, a bunch of people are going, World Health Organization, WHO, don't believe them. Yeah, dunk your head in some cold water for a second, will you? Where are we? Tedros Adhanom, someone warned that the heat stress is a silent killer. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name. There are way too many vowels and consonants in strange orders. A climate scientist warned that heat stress is a silent killer and said Europe is warming twice the global average, leaving homes, schools and workplaces dangerously unprepared. France alone reported around 1,000 more deaths than expected in just a few days, many among people over 65, as the continent continues to struggle with conditions it was not built to handle. Temperature records kept falling across Europe as heat moved east, with Germany hitting 41.7 degrees centigrade, Poland reaching a record 40.5 degrees centigrade, and the Czech Republic recording 41 degrees. Authorities have already cancelled events, restricted public activity, and warned of growing risks, including dozens of drownings in France as people try to cool off in unsafe waters. The heatwave has been blamed on a heat dome effect, but the World Health Organization officials say climate change is making these once rare events increasingly common and are urging governments to introduce stronger heat health action plans. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Does this worry you? Are you one of these Gen Zs that is concerned with the state of global warming, Dan?
I mean, I'm concerned, but I don't think about it too much.
No? No? Dan. I mean, to be fair, I'm going to be dead before, before it's a real issue. It's your guys' fight. It's Gen Z's fight. Gen Alpha's fight. Yeah. How do you think we get people more interested in this topic? Because here's the thing, I mean, there's no denying it now, especially if you live in Europe. If you're a European climate change denier, there is a special corner of the planet for you. You belong with the flat earthers, don't you? You belong with the flat earthers in conspiracy theory land, don't you? People who believe that the moon landings were fake. You belong with those guys. In fact, there's probably a strong Venn diagram overlap between people who believe that the Earth is flat, that the moon landings never happened, and that climate change doesn't exist. I imagine that's just one circle, isn't it? I mean, what, Dan?
No, I wasn't not going to say anything.
No? Do you agree with that statement, though?
Yes.
Yeah.
You should invite someone.
I should invite a climate change denier onto the show, shouldn't I? Yeah. The thing is, most people who are aware of my opinions and aware of the amount of research I put into the show wouldn't do it. Because they wouldn't want to, most people like that, don't want their opinions challenged in the first place. That's the problem. Let's take a look at our friends in the audience, see what they're saying. A lot of people got in late today. What's going on, guys? How are you doing? Let's see. Good morning, dear Bohemians. Happy Monday. That was Mike. Vero says, periodista. Periodistica. Thank you, Vero. Did I pronounce that incorrectly? Mike says it's hard to grasp how politicians can share facts. Yeah. Good morning, beautiful Bohemians, says the bridge. Not many rabbits around here. Pozo sin fondo, maybe. Okay, so a rabbit hole would be a pozo sin fondo. Is that right, Dan? Does that seem true to you?
Yes, maybe.
You can also say entre en un bucle. That's a good one for rabbit hole. Thank you.
Vaya nivelazo.
That super difficult name is the World Health Organization director. He is from Eritrea. Okay. You guys just giving me words that I'm going to find impossible to pronounce. I find this unfair. Let's go to today's unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion.
It is impossible to pronounce. Dan, could you do me a favor? Could you find the World Health Organization director's name and learn how to pronounce it for me? Even if it's just to put on a robotic voice, but just so we know how it's pronounced. Thank you, Dan. You're a legend.
Deseo.
The director of the World Health Organization. Yeah, because I do feel bad that I can't say it, but I mean, if you, it's like 1,000 points in Scrabble. It's Tedros Adhanom, and then the last, his surname looks like someone's tipped the Scrabble board over. All right, while Dan's doing that, today's unpopular opinion. It's an interesting one. It is, sorry, I'm just scrolling my notes now. Look at me. Fact-checking your friends is a good thing. So first, let me explain what fact-checking is. Normally, we employ the term fact-checking when we're talking about media discourse, politicians. When we're talking about media organizations, we fact-check. Oh, have you found it, Dan? Oh, awesome. Let's hear it.
Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus.
God, it even makes Google sound drunk, doesn't it? One more time.
Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus.
Oh, dude, poor Google Translate needs to sit down.
It's slowly.
Ghebreyesus. That's too many whiskeys for Google. Too many whiskeys. Yeah, Mike is writing it out. Pronounce it for me. Anyway, let's get into it. So, fact checking your friends is a good thing. So, yeah, outside of the terms or outside of the world of media and politics, fact checking doesn't really hold much weight, does it? When we think about fact checking your friends, it's usually when they make, if you've got a particularly nerdy friend and they get a Star Wars reference wrong. I think you'll find it was the Death Star. Right? What, Dan?
I remember you.
Yeah.
And
Han Solo? No.
what? No, I was gonna say Alberto.
Okay.
Fact checking a lot of things about one specific them.
About one specific what?
About politics. And
Oh, really?
those kind of things.
Yeah, well, yeah. But is it right to fact check your friends? Do you ever fact check your friends when they say something wrong, Dan?
I don't think so.
Do you
Let people
think
be wrong.
Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing?
Nah, it's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing. So you're on the false side of this argument today.
It's for a couple years.
A flower bud. That's what a couple year means. Anyway, how do you think they voted on Instagram, Dan?
I think they voted false.
They voted true. 71% of people voted true.
To a couple years.
Don't alienate our audience, Dan. But here's the thing, right? Is it for a-holes, as Dan eloquently puts it? Isn't it a form of social hygiene? I mean, look, if you had something in your teeth, Dan, if you had an embarrassing green stain in your teeth, you've been eating salad, would you want your friends to say it, would you? Or if your fly was down, would you want them to tell you? Or, of course you would. Say, yeah, you've got something in your teeth, man, just get that. You'd want them to tell you, of course. Well, isn't fact-checking the same thing, but for the mind? A good friend doesn't only defend your feelings. A good friend also protects your relationship with reality, don't they? Yeah, it's an interesting one because it seems to be a little bit of the mental hygiene we don't appreciate so much. In fact, as Dan would say, we associate fact-checking people with the behavior of a bit of an a-hole or a flower bud, as Dan says. I'm pretty sure you can't say that word on the radio. But he was talking about flower buds, weren't you? Anyway, so they actually did say true today. Pro saying fact-checking friends is beneficial, so let's have a look. Okay, here we go. So fact-checking friends is beneficial. It helps prevent misinformation. Friends often trust one another. Correcting false information can stop inaccurate claims from spreading further. Yeah, but constant corrections can make conversations feel like debates, can they? Rather than social interactions. I mean, don't get me wrong, and this has happened once. I had a friend who said that Michelle Obama was a man, and I just said, look, come on, dude, wobble your head a little bit. What are you talking about? I mean, that debate got brought back, didn't it, because of that cage fighter on the White House lawn. I mean, come on. Good friends value truth. Healthy relationships should be able to withstand disagreement. If someone is wrong, helping them get the facts right is a form of respect. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. But respect also involves knowing when accuracy matters and when it doesn't, right? I mean, do we not have to read the room a little bit? Everyone makes mistakes. Fact-checking isn't about proving someone wrong. It's about recognizing that memory is imperfect and everyone benefits from better information. I mean, yeah, the intention may be good, but the person being corrected may still feel like they're being patronized, no? But here's the thing. Is that necessarily a bad thing? If you've got a stupid opinion like Michelle Obama is a man, or climate change doesn't exist, or the earth is flat, shouldn't you expect to have those ideas challenged? Here's the thing, though, that not that many people who believe in something that extreme want their opinions challenged. They want to throw it out like a poison pill, like a shocker. I can see you getting closer to the mic, Dan. Tell me.
No, I was gonna ask you if I can ask you something.
Yeah, of course I can.
How did you fact check that Michelle Obama was a man? For him,
I mean, when it comes to something that ridiculous, I don't feel you need to, do you? I mean, the burden of proof is on them. I mean, Michelle Obama is a woman.
I know, but
So, like, the burden of proof is on them. So you don't need to fact check that. You say, okay, give me a proof. Look at pictures of her back. Oh, shut up. Pictures of her back. you lunatic. Oh, jeez Louise. See, people like that don't want to be fact checked. They don't want to be fact checked. In fact, I think if you're so far down the rabbit hole of conspiracy, fact checking becomes an insult, doesn't it? I've done my own independent research. No, you've read a lot of conspiracy theory jargon and junk, and you filled your head with lunacy. Anyway, let's continue. It encourages intellectual humility. Being willing to verify claims creates a culture where changing your mind is normal rather than shameful. It depends on how it's done, right? If it's done publicly or aggressively, it can have the opposite effect, can't it? Do we have more time? Yeah, we've got a little more time. Let's do one more topic in the pro column where 71% of people voted. Incorrect information about health, finance, or public affairs can influence important decisions. Accuracy matters. Yeah, but most everyday conversations aren't about high stakes. They don't require rigorous verification. Later on in today's show, I will tell you why we're talking about this. It came up on Friday night over drinks. Okay, let's get into the con column now, shall we? Where only 29% of people voted today. So in the con column, fact-checking friends can be harmful. Constantly correcting people can interrupt the flow of discussion and make interactions feel exhausting. Okay, this is where I'm probably going to do most of my rebuttals. Accuracy and enjoyable conversations aren't mutually exclusive. If you don't like it being pointed out that you're wrong, then come with receipts. No? If you're going to say something outrageous and stupid, at least have easy access to why you believe what it is you believe. This comes up because on Friday night I asked someone, where did you read that? And they looked at me like, for a second, like, what? Like they didn't expect to be challenged. And I just asked, simply, oh really, where did you read that? I don't know, I think someone told me. Okay, where did they read that? Oh, I don't know. Okay. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Sorry, Dan was there trying to guess who it was. So yeah, accuracy and enjoyable conversations aren't mutually exclusive. If someone gets the release year of a film wrong or misquotes a statistic, correcting them may add value. Yeah, but that's the kind of correction I think that Dan is referring to in the territory of an a-hole. I think you'll find that album was released in 1982. Or is it not? Or is that also adding value? I don't know. It can come across as showing off. Even well-intentioned corrections can be perceived as an attempt to appear smarter than everyone else. Yeah, tone and timing matter more than the correction itself, maybe. But that doesn't mean that the correction itself isn't valid, right? I mean, it will come across as valid, maybe come across as an attack. I mean, it behooves us all to be able to read the room and know how to communicate in a way where information will be adopted naturally rather than seen as some kind of vicious attack on someone's intellectual prowess. All right, facts aren't always the point. Sometimes people are sharing an experience, telling a story, or making a broader point rather than presenting precise information. Well, if that's the case, I would imagine most people wouldn't correct. But if they're out there saying Michelle Obama's a man, climate change didn't exist, didn't happen, and, dinosaurs didn't exist, the earth is flat, surely it behooves us all to say, excuse me, Where did you read that information? It can discourage open discussions. If people expect every statement to be challenged, they become less willing to share ideas or speculate. Isn't that the point? Isn't that the point? A culture where claims can be questioned can also lead to more insightful discussions. If every person is just spouting what they believe instead of the facts, then I think we're creating a society where truth doesn't matter. And is that not a little bit where we all find ourselves? It's an interesting one today. So I'm going to ask you to vote, my friends. Today's poll will say fact-checking your friends. Fact-checking. Verificar los datos. Fact-checking your friends is a good thing. True or false? I will post the poll in the chat. I'll ask you to write some comments. Let me know your ideas with regards to this one. And I'll see you in a few short minutes. Hey guys, if you'd like to support the show, you can do so on Patreon. That's patreon.com/professional bohemian. There you'll find VODs of the episodes as they are recorded live, blogs, vlogs, and behind-the-scenes content. If you'd like to watch the show live, you can do so on twitch.tv/professional bohemian, and you can participate in the polls we use in the show on Instagram @professional bohemian or Twitter @ProBoh, PROBOH. Okay, on with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. You're joining us live at 9 a.m. Central European Time. It's me and Dan with the ProBoh Show. How are you doing in there, Dan? All good?
Yes.
Yeah, the poll is still live on Instagram, where you can voice your opinion on today's unpopular opinion. But before we did that, we had a look at an interesting article about, well, several articles, 2 articles to be precise. One of which from the BBC, how Europe's heatwave has been linked to 1,300 deaths as more records are being broken. Crazy. Germany hitting 41 degrees, almost 42. Poland reaching 40 degrees. Czech Republic 41. And that name, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus. I did over the break. I did watch a YouTube video. Yeah, the Director General of the World Health Organization. I did download a video to figure out how to pronounce it. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus. There are a lot of vowels in there and a lot of consonants that don't seem like they belong. But there he is. I did refer to him as a climate scientist, but he's not. He's actually, I think he's public health official, researcher, diplomat, as well as the Director General of the World Health Organization since 2017. Anyway, then we moved on to today's unpopular opinion, which is fact-checking your friends is a good thing. Okay. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's I think we have the impression that it's a bad thing because we all have those friends who will fact check every tiny little detail. I mean, I have friends who correct my English and correct each other's English. I think you'll find that is. And it's seen as impolite. Would you agree with that, Dan? Do you think it's impolite when someone fact checks someone else? Just a regular, when 2 people are talking, they say, and they try and fact check. Do you think it's impolite? Are you even listening to the show, Dan?
Oh, yes.
Oh, right. Sorry, I didn't hear you. We didn't hear you. Sorry, Dan. So yes, you do think it's impolite.
Yes.
Do you think it's more impolite than letting someone be wrong? Do you think that's it? Yeah. What do you think is kindest?
I think it depends on the theme, and also if you want to show off, to be sincere.
Because I find myself, the reason we're talking about this today, because on Friday night I had that little exchange. Where did you read that? I don't know. I can't remember. I think a friend told me. Where did they read that? I don't know. The pernicious nature of modern media means that depending on your algorithm, you'll be sent down so many rabbit holes and because of the repeated nature of algorithmic news. So you read something that's false. You spend a few minutes on there. The algorithm's going to say this interests this person, so give them more articles like this. other conspiracy theories. More. And no one is around to say, there is no fact policing on the street, is there? And I don't know, if I was walking around thinking that the earth was flat, I'd want people to tell me that I'm wrong, you know? I don't know. But you're right, Dan, you're right. Because I think we all have the impression that fact-checking your friends is just an impolite thing to do. Would it make a difference if it was in public or in private? Probably, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if it's just one-on-one, I suppose the friend is likely to get less, defensive, I guess. Eesh, it's a tough one today. It's a minefield, because I would want to know if I was, being imprecise, much like you guys did when I could not pronounce the name of the Director General of the World Health Organization. I welcome it. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus.
I think it also has a very strong impact if it depends on defamation. I don't know how to say
Defamation.
Defamation.
Yeah. So if you're defaming someone, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. Like, I don't know, because I understand how it may seem impolite. I have a particular friend back in the UK who, you always got the feeling when he fact-checked you, when he kind of corrected you, it was more about him looking smarter than you than it was about you saying something incorrect. I don't know. It's a tough one. All right. Let's check out our friends in the audience, see what they're saying. Vero here says, true, fact-checking is always good. You can never trust what you read on the internet. Always try to find information from different sources and build your own opinion. Let's get Vero a ProBoh proof, please. I like that statement. Oh, damn.
I've got it on the same
You've
time.
got it all on the same fader. It's okay, dude. We heard it. Let's see. Where are we? Long time no see. This is Sasha from Australia. I'll be listening in. I wanted to say a quick hello. How are you doing? Good day, mate. Artemisa's with us. Good morning, Bohemians. Good morning. It depends on the context, says the bridge. Well, what context? Contextually, what needs to happen for it to be okay to fact check our friends? Like, I was at a barbecue and someone said openly, Michelle Obama, she's a man. It only springs to mind because it happened recently, didn't it? In a speech after the fight on the 250th anniversary of American independence. Donald Trump had a cage fight on the White House lawn. And no matter how many times that comes out of my mouth, it will never sound normal. And one of the fighters after the fight said that in public. And of course, there was no one there going, give your head a wobble, mate. Are you mad? Of course, there wasn't. And that clip was shared, thousands of times. Hundreds of thousands of times. However, over a barbecue, someone said that to me maybe about a year or 2 years ago. And I said, are you right in your head? I don't know. Let's see. Mike says, I find it hard to pronounce the name of the actor Chiwetel Ejiofor. Yeah, weirdly enough, because I've heard that name said so often, I don't find that one hard. At least it's not as hard as that gentleman. But yeah, I take your point. If you see that written down, there's no way you can pronounce that. Where are we? That's why I'm ever more irritating since my filters have been crapped up, says the bridge. And everyone's saying good day to Sasha. It's a tough one. Have we shifted your needle at all, Dan, with this one?
I mean, yes, but I'm not very strong on the true as well.
Yeah, you're kind of in the middle anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, me too. And you know why? I think it's because there are things that don't need to be fact-checked. If you get, you're talking over lunch, you get the name of a release date of an album or a movie or pronounce an actress's name incorrectly or whatever. Do you really need to tell me? Or we're just here in conversation?
If it's gonna change the road of the conversation, you can fact check it. If it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder how many conspiracy theories fall through the cracks because of that. I think you're right. I think textually speaking, if it's not going to change the direction, the flow of traffic, if believing the false information means that the conversation will be conducted and go down a particular path. Yeah, if it's just a fact that is incidental, doesn't really matter, then why bother correcting it? But if you're having a conversation about the first ladies of of the US and you make the ridiculous, ludicrous, stupid claim that Michelle Obama is a man, then that needs to be corrected, right? Yeah, it's interesting. Mike says, it depends on how you say it. If you fact check casually, that might work. But if you make a big deal of the mistake, you may start a pointless argument. Yeah. I've often told you, right, about how I stopped or changed tact when talking to people that believe erroneous things. And it came from the Brexit vote. I remember my mum said she wanted to vote leave. Being the daughter of two immigrants, which blew my mind. And my reaction was bad. What are you talking about? Read the news. My reaction was bad. And what did that do? It further entrenched her in some erroneous beliefs rather than handling it a little more tactfully, But then, it's hard. I mean, who are we to change someone's mind? I mean, surely it falls on the press, government, education. Does it fall on us as individuals? I say to a certain degree, yes. Again, if your friend was walking with their fly open, con la cremallera bajo, is that what you say? Fly down, you say?
La bragueta abierta.
Bragueta abierta. You would tell them, "Oi, dude, your fly's down." You would tell them. Or if they had something in their teeth, you would tell them. Why? Because it's potentially embarrassing. If you're walking around saying the earth is flat, that for me is potentially embarrassing, and it's something a friend should try and correct, right? Yeah, but yeah, Mike is right, I think. It depends on how you say it. It depends on the nature of that correction. Like, are you reading the room? Are you correcting them in private or in front of everyone? What's in it for you? Is it purely altruistic, or are you trying to are you engaging in some one-upmanship? If my friend's fly was down in public, I would not tell them, says Sasha. Bystanders. All right, let's take a look at our friends on Instagram. Let's see what they're saying. Nicholas says, I'd rather a friend correct me than let me keep repeating something that isn't true. Me too. I mean, you've heard me encourage the boys to correct my Spanish. I'm always keen on hearing their opinions, assuming we have enough time on the show, Dan. I know you're going to point at times where I've said, shut up, Dan, we need to get on. But 9 times out of 10, when we're not running out of time, I want to hear your opinions, especially if they're contrary to mine. Yeah, it's interesting. Thanks, Nicholas. Amber Hollis says, I remember, it depends how you do it. Constantly fact-checking people can get exhausting. Yeah, you see, that's another textual thing that's missing, isn't it? How often do you fact-check people? I mean, most of my friends work in the media, and they love to talk. Outside of having a microphone shoved under my face, I'm really quite a quiet guy. Maybe not with maybe my girlfriend would disagree, because I'm a bit of a chatterbox with her, but generally speaking, in general terms, I don't really talk that much. So I don't know if perhaps a person like that fact-checking you maybe holds more weight than someone who fact-checks you every 10 seconds. Yeah, thank you. Thomas Kubik says, good friends should care about the truth, not just keeping the peace. Do you ever hear your friend saying something that you know is false?
Sometimes.
And how was your reaction? You just, meh.
I guess it depends on the context.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I usually let more erroneous stuff go than I will correct. It depends more on my mood. Because I think I try and keep the peace more. Outside of the context of this show, when I try and piss everybody off. But usually among my friends, I think I tend to try and keep the peace more. Because usually we're hanging out in a group. Perhaps if it was just one-on-one, I would feel it wouldn't be as impertinent or rude or impolite just to say, you said this and I'm not sure you're in possession of the facts. Yeah. Freya Monteiro says, there's a difference between helping someone avoid misinformation and trying to win every conversation. Oh, Freya. Can we get Freya ProBoh approved?
ProBoh approved.
I think that's the problem. Like, a lot of people treat talking like a zero-sum game. Like, there's a winner and there's a loser. And that's not a conversation, is it? That's a debate. Conversation isn't debate. Conversation is a natural, free-flowing exchange of information. And there shouldn't be a winner or loser. Yeah, and when someone's constantly fact-checking you, it's like they're point-scoring rather than enjoying the natural flow of conversation. It's an interesting point. Thank you. All right, let's get to the results of the poll. So I made the statement that fact-checking your friends is a good thing. Fact-checking your friends is a good thing. Verificar los datos cuando hablan tus amigos es algo bueno. And you guys said... It was a 50-50, Dan. 50-50 today. I don't know. I don't think I'm that unique in my belief that I would rather be corrected than not. But I think the context does matter. So if I'm talking in a group of people and someone, excuse me, Rob, which has happened, I will admit I feel a slight irritation. But if it was one-on-one, hey, Rob, I think you might be being a little misled here. Then perhaps I would be less inclined to find it irritating. I am the fact checker. I always have been. I have always valued correctness. I'm awful. I know. Christabel is the peacekeeper. That's why we get along so well, says the bridge. Yeah, I think I'm more the peacekeeper than the fact checker. It has to be something. If I'm going to fact check a friend, it has to be something that if they say it in the wild, it will make them look ridiculous. That I will try and fact check. But all these opinions, guys, that's exactly what they are. And you know what Grandpa Bo says about those, right? He says, Rob, opinions, they're like buttholes. Everyone has one, they all stink, including mine. Let's move on to today's 100 Humans. Oh my God. It was a long walk to work today across snow-capped mountains and through river valleys, and on that walk I encountered 100 humans and I asked them all a question. Today's question was, name something friends argue about. Nombra algo sobre lo que discuten los amigos. I asked them that question, they gave me their answers. I'm in possession of the top 7 answers. Your job in the audience is to discover those answers. All right. Big thank you to Ivan Samroff, Carmen, Noel, Tigre Devil, Ana Casan, Pedro, Juan Areo, Ivan GP, Carlos, Emily, many others. Thank you all. If I didn't read out your name, I still love you. Dan, name something friends argue about.
Dates, but in the meaning of fecha, no cita.
Dates, fechas.
Yes.
No, it happened this year. No, it happened a different year. Okay. Is dates there? No, it's not. Pwa, pwa, pwa. Good answer, though. Good answer. Don't fact check me on dates. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? Fact checking isn't it just arguing by a different name? One-sided argument. Oof. I am so in the middle on this one. Because I do have that habit of asking, where did you read that? All the time. Am I coming across like an asshole? I don't know, because if someone asked me that, it was a New York Times article. Oh, it was the BBC. I even am in the habit of sending links to people. I don't know. Maybe I am just an asshole. I'm sure there are about at least 50% of our audience that agree with that. All right, let's see. Something friends argue about. Planning trips, says Mike. I can't give it to you, Mike. Sorry. Sasha says boys. Well, I think, boys or girls, right? Boys or girls. Partners. Let's say partners. Parejas. Is partners there? Yes, it is, Sasha. Well done. Partners is there. Fifth most popular answer with 9 of 100 saying friends argue about partners. Artemisa says football. Deportes. Is football there? You're laughing, Dan. Why are you laughing?
Because you said football and then deportes.
Well, I mean, look, it's a sport, Dan.
I know. That's one thing we argue about.
Yeah, that's what me and you argue about. I like to give you the points. Dan wants you to be precise. Come on, I've made bigger leaps than from football to sports.
I know.
This isn't so bad. All right, sports. Is sports there? Yes, it is. Well done. Yeah, Dan does not like it when I make these logical leaps. Vero says video games. Oh, dude, I used to argue with my best friend about video games constantly. Like, we would play together, and I get really frustrated when I'm playing. Video games is not there, sorry. Fashion, says Vero. Fashion. Is fashion there? No, it's not. Eesh, I want to go back to Mike's answer, planning trips. Oh, Dan, you're going to hate this. I'm going to give it to him. Retroactively, I'm going to give it to him. Sorry, Mike. I should have been quicker on the ball. I mean, not maybe planning trips, but like if we put Dan's dates and you're planning together. Planes, and it's there. It's the second most popular answer with 24 of 100 humans. Sorry, Mike. I don't know what friends would argue about personally because I've never had an argument with my bestie of 27 years. Jeez Louise. Me and Andy argue constantly. It's a cornerstone of our relationship. Electric cars versus internal combustion engines. Says Artemisa. Wow, that's a very it's a very specific one. That is not there. You know what? But Vero does here. She says news, does Vero, in the audience. And Ivan GP, Pedro, Juan Arreo, Ana Casan, Noel, Carmen, when a ton of people say news or politics, things like that. Is news and politics there? Política y noticias? Yes, it is. Of course it is. Of course it is. 3 answers left to get. Artemisa also said politics here. Let's take a little closer look at our friends on Instagram. Carlos says about Ross and Rachel being on a break or not. Do you understand that reference, Dan?
Friends?
Yeah, friends.
Just because you said Ross and Rachel.
Yeah, that's the only reason. Yeah, if that context hadn't have been provided, I don't think I would have gotten it either. Emily, where to go for food? It's a good one. Beliefs, says Juan Oreo. About beliefs. We don't even argue anymore. It's pointless. Drinking a coffee without sugar and at the same time eating the pastry that comes with it. That's from Tigre Devil. Mia here says celos, jealousy, because they're jealous. Like maybe you have a crush on someone and then out of nowhere, one of your friends gets in the way. Is jealousy there? Yes, it is. Like you haven't identified the number one argument, and I'm saying these words, and I've just looked at the chat, and someone has said it. Okay, never mind. Okay. Okay, let me go back to the chat. Who stole whose clothes without asking? That's not something I have a problem with. I pretty much all t-shirts and blue jeans. Vero says kids, another good answer. Misunderstandings is very good. That's from Artemisa. Artemisa also says money. Dinero, money. Is money there? Yes, it is, Artemisa. You're on fire. With 28 of 100 humans, it's the number one answer. There is just one more left to get. It's the thing, every conversation devolves into this, doesn't it, at some point? It's when it's very hard to give a clue with this one. But typically at work, over a coffee break, this is the kind of conversation being had. Do you know what I'm hinting at, Dan?
Do we have those kind of conversations?
We don't.
How?
But other people do. Oh, have you heard about? Oh, have you seen what?
Gossips?
Is it gossip? Well, how do you say that? Cotilleo.
Cotilleo.
Is gossip there? Cotilleos. Yes, it is, Dan. Well done, my friend. And we have completed today's 100 humans. Opinions, says Artemisa. Holidays, says Vero. Some great... God, I was supposed to plan my holidays this weekend with the lady, and I didn't do it. I'm going to end up going nowhere for the summer and being really frustrated. All right, let's go through the list. I asked 100 humans to name something friends argue about. Nombra algo sobre lo que discuten los amigos. In position number 7, we had jealousy, celos. In position number 6 of 100 humans said gossip, cotilleos. In position number 5, we had partners, parejas. 9 of 100 humans said that. In position number 4, we had that one, sorry. Sports, deportes, or football, Dan. Football can be included. Basketball, you name it. In position number 3, 11 of 100 humans said politics or news. Política, noticias. In position number 2, planes, plans. Yeah, what are we doing this weekend? I don't want to do that. And finally, in position number 1, with 28 of 100 humans, we had money, dinero. Yeah, don't lend your friends money, right? That's a simple solution to that argument. All right, friends, that's all we've got time for. I will be back this afternoon with the Lunchtime Show. Thank you so much for being here. Madrid in August is quite an experience, says Mike. See you, Sasha. Have a nice day, says Artemisa. Indeed, see you, all of you. Guys, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you again tomorrow.